Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, let's take a moment not just to breathe but to believe. Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered how something so vast, so infinite could exist, and yet, here you are, just one person among billions feeling seen, loved and guided? That feeling is not a coincidence. That connection is not random. That's the greatness of God. We say God is great, not just because of miracles and blessings, but because of how deeply His presence aligns with even the science of our world and the nature of our souls. You see, faith is not foolishness. It's not superstition. It is the quiet science of the heart, the soul's equation with eternity. Let's look at the human brain. Neuroscientists have found that people who pray regularly show greater activity in areas of the brain associated with peace, compassion, and empathy. When we worship, meditate, or simply trust God in the storm, our brains release serotonin and oxytocin, what scientists call the feel-good chemicals. But we know what they are. They are grace in motion. They are peace in the storm. They are the warmth of the Father's arms when everything else feels cold. Science tells us that everything in the universe follows order, mathematical precision, laws of physics, and patterns of nature. The seasons, the tides, the heartbeat of a newborn child, all of them obey invisible rules. But ask yourself, where did those laws come from? Why is the universe intelligible? Why does it make sense? Why does it respond to order instead of chaos? Because God is not the author of confusion. He is the author of life. Even in quantum physics, we see mysteries that defy logic, yet mirror faith: particles that exist in two places at once, light that acts as both particle and wave, matter that changes based on whether we observe it or not. These are not just scientific curiosities, they're echoes of a deeper truth, that there is more to life than what we can see, touch, and measure. Faith bridges the gap between what we know and what we hope for. Hebrews 11:1 says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Think about that: substance, evidence. Faith isn't a crutch, it's proof. It's power, it's the lens through which we see the invisible and understand the eternal. God's greatness is not just in the thunder and lightning, but in the silence of your deepest fears, when you whisper, "God, are you there?" and you feel a peace that surpasses understanding. It's not just in the parting of the Red Sea, but in the parting of your anxiety, when somehow, against all odds, your mind is calm. It's not just in the resurrection of Jesus, but in the resurrection of your hope after it's been crushed again and again. Why is God great? Because He is both infinite and intimate. He holds galaxies in His palm, and yet He knows the number of hairs on your head. He placed the sun at just the right distance from Earth, and He placed purpose deep within your heart. He made your body with cells that heal themselves, a heart that beats without instruction, and a soul that longs for eternity. Science tells us we are made of dust and energy. Faith tells us we are made in the image of God. So don't ever think you have to choose between science and faith. Real faith is not afraid of discover, it embraces it. Because every law of nature, every revelation in science, every beat of your heart, every breath in your lungs is another reason to say, "God, you are great." He is great not because we say it, but because He proves it every day. In the seen and unseen, in the storms and the silence, in the cosmos and in the core of who you are. So today I challenge you, don't just believe with your mind. Believe with your spirit, live with wonder. Walk with boldness, let faith be your fuel and science your reminder that behind every discovery, every miracle, every heartbeat, there is a God who is not only real but great.